So I watched packs and packs of crazy young adults act a fool this past Saturday. They were at the spring break event down in Houston, Texas. And I have to say, they were unruly, out of control, and seemingly void of sense not to put themselves in a situation they would later regret this coming Monday. But the level of lunacy was stifling, because there were young folks getting into things that were outright risky. And yet, they remain unfazed, like it was a typical day they come to know routinely. Okay, so what about having a sense of moralism? Oh yeah, that's right, in 2026 within the young culture that gets tossed straight out of the window. They were downing drinks. They were engaging in unsafe practices of intercourse. The profound language was revved up. It was enough to cause a concerned mother to pass out if they witnessed their kid committing such ludicrous acts. No doubt it would be more than enough to have them let out a sigh of hopelessness. But is it really hopelessness of what they witnessed their kid doing? Or are they sighing because they know their son or daughter is already lost? That one is hard to deny. Because the footage I saw from the videos looked quite disturbing. There's footage burning in everyone's head from this past Saturday's spring break mess down in Houston. Shown were streets flooded, parking lots turning into fight clubs and hookup zones. Attendees shoving one another to get into clubs charging $600 a head while the rodeo was packing in millions. News outlets and various video clips going viral, KPRC TV, Instagram Reels, the whole mess. All of it was captured exactly as seen on the net. The fights were so frantic, which caused business owners to lock their doors early. Videos of reckless drinking, unsafe hookups in plain sight, profanity flying like it was background music. And that dead-eyed "this is just Tuesday" vibe. It's not hyperbole, it looked like chaos on steroids, and yeah. It hits differently when you imagine their mums watching it unfold. Many are asking the raw question, what warped level of mentality lets young folks, teens to early 20s, dive headfirst into this without a flinch, and you're tying it straight to that hollow core feeling worthless, low self-esteem, and depression staggering deep within. I don't give a rat's ass about anything type of numbness. This isn't just party excess, it's a symptom of something deeper tainting how their minds process risk, consequences, and self-worth. Let's unpack it intuitively, so there's no sugarcoating, no lectures. Just the layers that actually explain why it feels so hopeless. So look at the mental wiring of the mind that's getting twisted. First layer, biology meets modern overload. Their brains aren't done cooking the prefrontal cortex, which are the mental brakes that cancels out bad impulses, doesn't fully mature until the mid-20s. Risk-taking spikes naturally in adolescence because dopamine hits feel like rocket fuel, but layer on 2026's environment, constant social media dopamine loops from TikTok, Instagram Reels glorifying spring break gone wild edits. One viral clip of a parking lot party and suddenly the FOMO algorithm feeds it to every kid within 500 miles. Houston became the surprise hotspot this year because the rodeo overlapped, the cheap flights, big crowds, clubs turning young folks away. Well, that leads to hundreds of unsupervised teens with nowhere to go but to hang out on the streets. The mentality? Everyone's doing it, so why not me? It's not rebellion for rebellion's sake. It's chasing that quick validation hit when real-life purpose feels distant. The deeper layers, it's a worthlessness trap. They feel that consequences don't exist because, on some level, they feel like they don't exist in any meaningful way. CDC and mental health trackers, trends holding strong into 2026, show Gen Z and young alpha hitting record depression and anxiety rates, over 40% of teens reporting persistent sadness, many self-medicating with whatever's in reach. But why, right? Some of it stems from post-pandemic isolation scars that never fully heal. When self-esteem bottoms out, I'm just another face in the crowd, nothing special. Thus, their brain flips to survival mode, numb it with alcohol, chase fleeting intimacy, lash out in fights for that adrenaline I matter for 30 seconds rush. Unsafe sex, vulgar outbursts, pushing in lines? It's not they have no morals, it's I feel empty, so fill the void with anything loud and immediate. That unfazed look you saw? Classic dissociation depression's stealth mode where regret gets postponed because tomorrow already feels pointless. The moralism tossed out the window angle you hit? It's real in the culture shift. Traditional guardrail, these are family rules, faith communities, clear this crosses a line, have eroded for a chunk of kids. Parenting styles swung toward friend mode or total hands-off in some homes, schools focused on tests over character, and media normalized hedonism as empowerment. Live your truth, no shame. Add peer reinforcement groupthink in those massive crowds turns one dumb decision into a wave, and you get the stifling lunacy. But here's the truth that stings, it's not every kid. The footage is selection bias. Cameras love the extreme. There were some teens who embodied the idea of responsibility. The visible rot is the loud minority where that worthless feeling went unchecked. No, it's time to get more intuitive about the overall outlook of these young men and women's internal compasses. In other words, is the Gen Zs, and to a larger extent, millennials. Because a number of them were also out there partying it up with their sons and daughters. No, there's also some verified millennial mums and dads, who do give a damn about their children's welfare, because they're not just horrified by the horrific vile acts they commit, due to the fact they're mentally rewired for instant gratification. Meaning, they fail to understand that the good things in life come to those who wait, and that doesn't apply to every situation, but in this case when it comes to individual safety, one has to step back and take a long hard look at themselves. See, it's easy to wreck oneself, but it's damn hard to embrace a higher level of integrity and mental fortitude. So waking up the next morning wherever that may be, isn't a good thing. Low self-esteem snowballs into chronic I don't deserve better. Depression feeds the apathy, and suddenly risky behavior feels routine. Studies on adolescent risk, longitudinal stuff, show this pattern predicts higher adult issues, addiction, unstable relationships, even that lingering lost feeling into their 30s. It's not inevitable doom, but yeah. If the root, feeling worthless, stays buried under more drinks and distractions, the mind gets trained toward cynicism. Life's a joke anyway. Alright, let's look at what helps move the needle from negativity toward positivity. Because, it's important to know that depression, anxiety issues, not to mention not giving a fuck about life isn't a death sentence. The same brains that chase chaos can rewired for a greater purpose. But it takes targeted work, not vague just be better talks. Here's the practical toolkit for parents, the youth themselves, or anyone watching this unfold. Address the core emptiness head-on. Therapy as first-line reset. Cognitive behavioral therapy (CBT), or dialectical behavior therapy (DBT), is gold for low self-esteem and depression. It teaches kids to spot the I'm worthless thought loop and replace it with evidence-based ones. I handled X, this and that tough thing, so I have value. Apps like BetterHelp or school counselors to get the help process rolling. Rebuild self-worth through action, not affirmation. Empty praise doesn't stick. Real esteem comes from competence. Sports leagues, volunteering, even one weekend helping at a shelter, skill building hobbies, music, coding, gym consistency. Programs like Big Brothers Big Sisters or local Houston youth centers. Post-rodeo folks are already talking about expanding security plus mentorship. Pair kids with mentors who model your values. I matter because I show up. For the parents, set clear boundaries with natural consequences. Be there for your kids, no ghosting. You chose the party, now we talk about why it felt worth it. Tackle the environmental fuel. Limit the social media fire hose. Family media plans exist for a reason. Push for future-oriented talks with the youth. And focus on a career path. Investing time within financial literacy workshops, it will replace the nothing matters vibes they invoke. Here's how you can build something. Positive community values, role models, can help fix this. Cities like Houston are already ramping up security and age limits at events after this chaos. Parents are pushing for better youth programs, free rec centers, mental health days in schools, scales it. Hotlines like 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline, or teen-specific ones crisis text line, are ready 24/7. If needed. If it's severe case, repeated risks, total apathy, then the administration of depression and anxiety meds can serve as a buffer while therapy kicks in. So the bottom line is this. This entire Houston, Texas spring break spectacle, and this includes other ones that's hosted within other cities such as the spring break venue in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. It's not about random lunacy, this is really about the visible leap from a generation swimming in emptiness, amplified by crowds and cameras. The warped mentality isn't to say, hey Gen Zers, your generation sucks. No, it's about how too many Gen Zers feel unseen and unanchored, so they anchor themselves down within the moment. That's a heavy psychological weight. Therefore, recognition is vital, and young folks need to seek help if they arrive at a point where they feel stuck. The key is starting with the basics. The previous generations need to reach out to younger generations. Just listen to them without immediately judging them. Establish a connection with them. These are the essential tools that help them to rebuild deep from inside. It's what this video was created to do, which is exposing this matter ASAP. If a specific young adult's story, or local Houston resource hits different, hit me up in the MBM comments section below with details and I'll respond to your questions. The fix exists, it just starts with seeing the root issue instead of just focusing on the pure chaos. So if you liked what you heard today about the concerning events surrounding the Spring Break 2026 event, then smash that like button. Make sure to subscribe to Mind Blast Mechanics, where we dive deep into the observations that matter. Also throw in a comment out and it will 100% get answered. Don't miss our next video, so make sure to tap that bell. Thanks for watching.